Have you ever felt that you are living in a reality where those who should value you don't? In this video, we will explore a painful and common dynamic in relationships between parents and children, when love and dedication are replaced by interests. We'll talk about how saying no can be an act of love, the importance of setting limits, and how to restore respect and dignity within these relationships. If you've ever seen yourself as an emotional or financial ATM for others, this video is for you. Without further ado, let's get started. Stop being just the provider. The relationship between parents and children often becomes a game of interests, where love and dedication end up suffocated by a dynamic of exchange. Have you ever felt like an ATM, only called upon in times of need? Perhaps it's when they ask for money to pay off debts, for a last-minute favor, or even to solve problems they could have avoided by planning. This situation can begin subtly in childhood, with constant requests answered without reflection, and intensify in adulthood, turning into emotional and financial dependency. It's crucial to learn to differentiate between a genuine request for help and exploitative behavior. When you realize that the relationship is based only on what you can offer, it's a warning sign. In addition, teaching about finances and autonomy is a gift that will give your children the tools to grow up as responsible individuals. This not only contributes to their development, but also preserves your mental and emotional peace. Imagine your life as a fridge full of food. If your children only come over when they're hungry, without thinking about the cost of keeping that fridge stocked, it's time to close the door. By saying no, you're not being selfish, but showing them that they should take responsibility too. You deserve to be treated with dignity, not as a non-stop resource. Your journey of self-worth begins with clear boundaries, which teach valuable lessons about respect and reciprocity. You are not a burden. Demand recognition. Feeling invisible to those you love is one of the most painful experiences a parent can face. Perhaps you've noticed that your children avoid including you in family decisions, ignore your opinions, or even make comments implying that you're in the way. Stories like this are common, but that doesn't mean they should be accepted as normal. Society also contributes to this devaluation by reinforcing stereotypes about the uselessness of older people. This affects the self-esteem of parents who at other times were the foundation of the family. Recalling memories of when you were indispensable can help remind you that your experience and love are invaluable. To overcome this feeling, it's essential to adopt practical strategies to reaffirm your presence. Whether it's taking an active part in family conversations or creating new living spaces that reinforce your relevance. Promoting dialogue and understanding is a two-way street that can balance expectations and avoid conflicts. You're not asking for favors. You're just claiming what you've already earned: respect and recognition. If others don't see your value, remember that you don't have to live to please them. Your dignity should be the basis of all relationships, and you have the right to demand treatment commensurate with the love and dedication you have offered. Say no to manipulation. Take back your voice. Emotional blackmail is a silent weapon that undermines your confidence and self-worth. Phrases like "you don't understand" or "you're already old" may seem harmless, but they carry the weight of devaluing your opinion and importance. Behavior like this needs to be identified and dealt with firmly. Sometimes these manipulations come disguised as affection or concern, such as when they say, "I'm doing this for you," while in reality they are just looking for something in return. To avoid falling into this trap, learn to recognize these tactics and respond assertively. Say clearly, "I understand your need, but this is not something I can meet right now." This helps avoid conflict while reaffirming your position. It's crucial to protect your mental health and not let the guilt imposed by others dictate your decisions. Even more important is to teach your children that respect should not be conditional on personal interests. Explain that love and admiration should be mutual, not the fruit of manipulation. Your life experience is an asset that cannot be ignored, and by taking a stand, you reinforce the idea that healthy relationships are based on reciprocity and dignity. By demanding the respect you deserve, you also contribute to your children's emotional and moral growth. No more being a servant. Regain your autonomy. If you feel like a servant in your own home, always on hand to meet demands without recognition, it's time to change this dynamic. Family relationships are shaped over the years, and the repetition of behaviors ends up consolidating roles. However, this doesn't mean that these relationships can't be transformed. You're not an employee without a salary, and your needs and desires are just as important as those of your children. Setting clear boundaries is an act of love and self-care, which teaches everyone the value of balance. For example, you can start with simple limits, stipulating times when you are available to help or sharing household chores to promote collaboration. Involving your children in daily responsibilities, such as planning meals or looking after common spaces, helps to build a relationship of reciprocity and respect. Prioritizing moments of leisure and self-care is also essential. How about setting aside time for a hobby or even trips that feed your soul? By doing this, you not only recover your energy, but show your children that life shouldn't be lived only for others. Talk openly about these changes, aligning expectations so that everyone understands that this transformation is not about moving away, but about building a healthier, more balanced relationship. Your time matters. Value it before it's too late. Time is a precious resource, and no one should waste it, least of all you. If your children make you feel like you have nothing to offer, it's time to change that narrative. Think of all the things you've done and achieved in life. They are proof of your worth. Perhaps it's time to rediscover hobbies or passions that have been left behind over the years. How about getting back into painting, dancing, or even learning something new, like a language or musical instrument? Activities that promote your well-being are essential for valuing who you are. Travel, courses, or even social groups can open doors to new experiences and friendships. The way you manage your time is also a powerful example for your children. By showing that you prioritize your own needs, you teach a valuable lesson about self-worth and balance. Stories of parents who have transformed their lives by investing in themselves are inspiring and remind us that it's never too late to start again. Your self-esteem is directly linked to how you use your time. By engaging in meaningful activities, you send a clear message. Your life is full, your presence matters, and no one can take away the value of the wisdom and experience you have accumulated. By valuing yourself, you not only improve your quality of life, but you also teach your children the importance of mutual respect. Live for yourself, stop waiting for others. If your children aren't looking for you, it's time to stop waiting for them and build a life that is yours, rich in experiences and full of meaning. Life shouldn't revolve around the needs of others, especially when this compromises your happiness. Expand your social network. Join interest groups such as book clubs, associations, or even volunteer activities. Connecting with new people can open doors to friendships, opportunities, and moments of joy. Create a routine focused on personal and professional growth. Even at older ages, there's room to learn something new, whether it's through online courses, face-to-face workshops, or hobbies you've always wanted to explore. Breaking out of patterns of emotional dependency and unrealistic expectations is liberating and allows you to fully enjoy this new phase of life. Inspiring stories of parents who have found purpose by investing in their own projects show that happiness and fulfillment are ageless. Your independence is also a lesson for your children. When they see you living fully and authentically, they learn to value not only your presence, but also the importance of cultivating their own autonomy. By valuing yourself, you transform your life and reinforce mutual respect in the family relationship. Step away to teach. Show the value of your absence. Sometimes the best way to teach respect is to strategically distance yourself. If your children don't value you, there's no point in begging for attention or trying to please them at any cost. Emotional distance is not punishment, but a tool to reaffirm your dignity. When you distance yourself, you create a space for them to reflect on their attitudes and understand that their actions have consequences. Absence can be a powerful catalyst for change. By realizing the lack of your presence and the importance of the bond, your children can rethink their behavior and attitudes. However, it is essential that this withdrawal is done carefully, avoiding definitive ruptures or deep hurt. Explain your reasons clearly and calmly, showing that this decision is not about rejection, but about self-respect. Overcoming the fear of estrangement can be challenging, but it's a necessary step towards prioritizing your dignity. Use this time to strengthen yourself, invest in yourself, and rediscover what brings happiness to your life. If and when your children begin to value the relationship, be willing to rebuild bridges as long as respect and reciprocity are the pillars of this new phase. Your life is too valuable to be lived for the sake of others. By walking away, you teach the value of respect and reaffirm your importance as a person. Respect is a right. Demand what you deserve. Respect is not a favor, and demanding what you deserve does not mean being authoritarian, but rather establishing a healthy balance. Differentiating between these approaches is fundamental. While authoritarianism imposes fear and distance, respect is built on firmness, clear communication, and consistency. Your presence and experience are precious and should not be ignored or treated with disregard. Don't remain silent for fear of displeasure. Claiming respect is affirming your value as an individual. Consider stories of parents who have regained their self-esteem by standing up for themselves. For example, many report that by setting limits and maintaining a firm stance, they began to receive more recognition and consideration. This change reflects directly on the character and maturity of their children, who learn to value relationships based on exchange and mutual respect. Strategies such as calmly explaining your position without giving up firmness can help deal with negative reactions or initial resistance. Imagine yourself in a cafe receiving poor service. You wouldn't hesitate to demand quality or leave if you weren't served properly. Apply this same logic to respect in family relationships. Demanding respect is not rudeness. It's a declaration of dignity. When you take a stand, you not only transform family dynamics, you teach valuable lessons about values and responsibility, ensuring that relationships are balanced and respectful. We've reached the end of this video, but the reflection continues. It's time to change the dynamics of relationships that don't value you, and that starts with small steps, prioritizing your peace, setting limits, and demanding the respect you deserve. Your life is valuable and should not revolve around demands that undermine your dignity. If this content resonated with you, don't forget to like and share it. Subscribe for more reflections like this. See you next time.